So happy Sunday, everybody. I just wanted to stop and just kind of talk about the Autism in Black Conference that I attended from April 11th to the 13th. And it's sponsored every single year, this being the fifth year, by Dr. Barry Pierre and Dr. Marie Barry Pierre. So they are a married couple who have had a unique struggle with autism. First and foremost, their first child, who's a little girl, the mom, who's Marie Berry Pierre, she said that she noticed that her daughter had some traits that made her concerned that she may be on the autism spectrum. But when she brought this to her husband, Dr. Barry Pierre, who was also a physician, he was a little bit resistant to accepting her observations and her concerns. Now, mind you, Dr. Marie Berry Pierre is a therapist, and she's a marriage counselor as well. So she has a pretty good, solid medical background as well. So they kind of talk about like their unique struggle with the diagnoses, and they ended up realizing a little later on that they had two other kids who were also on the spectrum. And Dr. Marie Berry Pierre, she also was late diagnosed with autism at age 37, because she said that she always knew she had ADHD, but she said that a lot of people like that knew her, like worked with her, like relatives and what have you, knew that she was very blunt and outspoken. Didn't seem to have a filter when she would converse with people, and there was always concern about that social piece. So she said one day she was struggling with focus and concentration and staying organized, so she decided to go to her doctor, who was prescribing her Vyvanse for ADHD at that time, and she came out with a diagnosis of autism as well at age 37. So I can only imagine how much of a shocker that had to be for her. But she said it was oddly enough that her family and coworkers and her husband even felt like it made sense for her to be on the autism spectrum due to some things they had observed over time. So I found that to be very interesting, their story. And then over the course of time, they decided to see if there was a need for a conference to address autism, the autism diagnosis in the Black community, and our unique struggles with autism. So this is how that was founded, and I've been attending for the past several years since I knew about it, and it's always rewarding. It's always something new to learn. You have different speakers from different specialties who talk about how to make an IEP work for your child if they're in school and they have certain accommodations that are necessary. Now, 504 plan is different from an IEP. 504 plan allows some accommodations like with test taking and things like that. But an IEP is a little bit more in depth, where if a person who is on the spectrum is having like a meltdown or outburst, or just needs to walk away and take a break, or just needs to learn information in smaller bits and pieces than like a neurotypical student, those types of things need to be accommodated. It's more of a protective measure to keep the child in the mainstream classroom, and to make sure that they're able to be productive and successful throughout the school year. And there was also the acknowledgement of roadblocks that get in the way when you're trying to establish an IEP that's going to fit the needs of the child, and how that is a legal obligation of the school. And if the school district is not able to offer that for your child and meet the needs of the child, then it's probably in the best interest of the parent to look at another setting that would be more able to meet the child's needs. So they also talk about things that you have to look at with getting, like, with kids, not only in like elementary school, middle school, high school, but also in the college experience, because there's also things that need to be accommodated in that experience as well. So that was very, very interesting. And they also talked about how black female youth are often looked upon as being disrespectful, or being acting like they're older than their age, instead of acknowledging the fact that there may be something else going on. Because, like I was telling you about Dr. Marie Berry Pierre, she said how outspoken she was, how blunt she was. She didn't have a filter, and that might be intimidating to a lot of people in society, because they might be looked upon as being sassy or disrespectful to adults. When in actuality, there might be something else underlying going on that needs to be looked at a little deeper. So they call that, the term that they use for that is called adultification of the black female youth, and now allowing them to get fully evaluated to figure out what could be the cause of some of these behaviors that are perceived to be inappropriate. So that was something interesting, the adultification of our youth, instead of looking at the actual problem at hand. So there's a lot of interesting nuggets of information that I kind of took away from that. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that to you all. If I can think of anything else that was resourceful and helpful across the weekend for the Autism in Black Conference, I'll be certainly willing and ready to share that with you. So, yep, those are just some things that I thought were pretty interesting. So, happy Sunday. Where I am at this time is Sunday, 6 p.m. in the evening, so Central Standard Time. So you all take care and have a good week.